Good afternoon. It's a film review. It's in a car. It's not in a cinema car park. I have just come from seeing The Marvels this afternoon, and now I've had to leg it onto the school run, so I'm parked up near my daughter's school. I thought, you know what? I was going to bosh out a review now. So, The Marvels is apparently the 33rd film in the MCU. How long it has been and how many films have come before. I think, like a lot of people, I've lost some of my enthusiasm for all things MCU in recent years because the build-up to Infinity War and Endgame was so immense. And it was a conclusion of a huge thing, and we all felt part of something, and it was incredible. And then it was a bit, what do we do now? Of the films that have come out since Endgame, the only two I've genuinely enjoyed have been Spider-Man No Way Home, which I'm very vocal about my love for, and I also really liked Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That was a good one as well. But something like Multiverse of Madness, the Doctor Strange film, relied too heavily on having seen TV show spin-offs, and I resented that because the film should, I feel, stand alone with nods to things that exist elsewhere. Which brings me to The Marvels, because The Marvels is connected to 3 spin-off TV series, and I've only seen 2 of them. So the first connection is to WandaVision, which was the first of the spin-off TV series, which is the best by miles. WandaVision was amazing. And through that, we saw the character of Monica Rambeau, who is the daughter of Maria Rambeau, who was Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel's partner in crime. Not in crime, they were pilots. And we see Monica as a little girl and how close she is to Auntie Carol. This all comes, through the Captain Marvel film. And then in WandaVision, we saw how Monica had been blipped. She had missed her own mother's death because she'd been away for 5 years. She literally blipped back into the chair she'd been sitting in by her mother's bed. It's quite heart-rending, that bit. And because of the role she played in WandaVision, she now has powers connected to light energy. So that's the first TV show connection. The second is Ms. Marvel, which I literally watched last week. I had avoided it when it came out, but then thought, right, I'm going to watch The Marvels. I need to give this a bash. And it took a little bit of getting into, but once I was into it, I really liked it. There is something lovely about that childlike enthusiasm for superheroes, the sort of thing that we all had when these films started unfurling before our eyes over the last 15 odd years. So to see a young sort of teenage character who is obsessed with Captain Marvel and loves superheroes and loves the Avengers, to then see her discover she has powers, not just through the bangle that she gets in the TV show, but just that it's something inherently within her, it's part of her heritage. So I really liked her energy, and like I say, I only watched the TV show last week and I thought it was really charming. It's nice to see a superhero with a family, because we don't often get that. Obviously, Hawkeye's got a family and stuff like that, but to see a young character, obviously the only equivalent would be in the main MCU would be, I've got a really itchy eye, which I feel you've probably clocked by now because I keep scratching it. Spider-Man would be the obvious equivalent, but obviously he's got Aunt May. I mean, not anymore. And he's got a bit of a tragic backstory. So to just see Kamala Khan as a Muslim American girl trying to juggle family duties and her love of superheroes, and then finding out she had powers and how her family fits into that. Charming, funny, yes, very aimed at a teen audience, but that's absolutely fine by me. The other TV show connected is Secret Invasion, which I didn't watch because I just didn't. I've got less enthusiasm for the TV show spin-offs, so I hadn't got round to that one. Now I'm 4.5 minutes in and I haven't talked about The Marvels as a film yet, so I will be concise, having waffled. I really enjoyed it. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Do you know why? Because it was fun and it was funny. And yes, there was jeopardy and there was a villain and there was a story arc and all that sort of thing, but there was lots and lots of comedy that comes from having superpowers, comedy that comes from having a small superhero or a young, well, she is small as well, I suppose, having Ms. Marvel be a teenager who has parents and an older brother, and them getting dragged into what she's become part of. And it was really lovely to see Nick Fury again, just being Nick Fury and being a bit cool and looking out for his heroes, and, you know, just, I don't know, just I mean, the main plot, I guess, was connected to the Kree, who obviously we know from the first Guardians film, Ronan, all that sort of stuff. There was a plot and there was a small amount of jeopardy, I guess, and yes, the world did need saving, but it was more about family and responsibilities and chosen family, and these are all things that I feel very strongly about. So to see a bond form between Carol and Monica and Kamala, I was absolutely there for it. And just seeing Kamala lose her mind, Kamala, am I pronouncing that right? Kamala, I guess it's a one way or the other is right. It's Iman Vellani, I think the actress is called, who plays Miss Marvel. Just seeing her like losing her mind over meeting Captain Marvel and then trying to be cool but forgetting to be cool and just being a great big nerd was adorable, and I loved it. And then watching Carol and Monica repair their relationship after what they'd been through, I really was there for that as well. And yes, there was a thing about women standing up for women, and even the villain was female, which again was quite novel because they're not normally, apart from what's her chops in Thor Ragnarok. So yeah, fun. Let's remember when these films could be fun, and there was a lot of action sequences, and the three leads kept swapping, not swapping powers, but swapping places. You know, there was real like hijinks to be had through that they would use their powers, and then one would get sucked out of that reality and then swapped with one of the others. Don't think these are spoilers particularly. Yeah, just fun, and that's okay, you know. Was it earth-shattering? No. Was it entertaining? Yeah, it was. I really liked it. It wasn't too long. I had the screen to myself. That was also delightful. Sort of private screening of the Marvels today. And then, yes, there are two post-credit sequences in quite quick succession that are both interesting. The first one is like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And then the second one is like, wowzers. But they're both quite early on. So if you're watching this before you go and see it, once you've seen the second one, which is the big shocker, and you'll know, then you can go home. Or you can nip to the loo and empty your bladder like I had to do at the end of the film, after having a cup of tea and some squash while I was in there. So yes, it's a thumbs up from me for the Marvels. I will now go and watch Secret Invasion because I'm behind and I have to watch Loki season 2. But for me, I know the reviews for the Marvels haven't been great and people are saying, oh, it's the lowest opening weekend for Marvel. But there is an audience that will enjoy this. My daughter is 14. She went to see this with 2 of her mates on Saturday and they had a great time. And we need to remember that we're catering to future generations of MCU fans as well as serving the, you know, nerds in their 40s. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I encourage you to give it a bash and just go in with an open mind. A lot of fun. Great performances as well. Brie Larson back as Captain Marvel, and then Teyonah Parris plays Monica Rambeau, and she was very good as well. And I liked how different the 3 of them were. I mean, not just in the obvious sort of family origins and ethnicity sort of way, but I just liked their different energy and then how they helped each other and all that sort of thing. Girl power, mate. A lot of fun. I was there for it. And I look forward to what comes next, especially based on those teasers. Interesting. Okay, Katie out.